Hello and welcome to tip number 5 on Power BI, brought to you by Excel Champ and Intellisoft Systems. Hi, my name is Vinai Prakash. In today's tip, I want to share with you the controls that are available to slice and dice the data within Power BI. We are going to talk about the slicer control. This is a fantastic control that helps you to filter the data in other visuals. So what's the real purpose? Well, this is a great way to analyze data quickly because the ability to slice and dice is really useful and it shines in Power BI dashboards. So let's get started. So here we are in Power BI. I am using the AdventureWorks sample database from Microsoft. Let's say we want to analyze the sales by quarter. So I'll simply create a matrix by using the sales amount from here, and then we can slice it by the different quarters. So let's take the fiscal quarter, which will show up, and the quarter goes, because it's a numeric column, it goes to the wrong place. I'll drag it into the rows, showing nicely. Let's create a chart out of this. So here we have a nice and beautiful chart that is showing the sales amount by the fiscal quarters, but this is showing the overall aggregate. This is useful but not extremely useful because there's no interactivity. So what we are going to do is to insert a slicer. The slicer is another control that we can design, and we will be able to play with this tool pretty easily, and you will see soon how the benefit is. So let us say we want to analyze the sales in the different quarters by color. So now I would go into the product category and I'll pick color for the slicers. So as you can see, we are now able to see the different colors. Let us increase the font size by going into items and increasing the font size. Alright, it's big enough, visible, very nice. So now we can see the benefit of a slicer. So as I check things, we will be able to see the sales for a particular color only. So when I click blue, we see the sales for the different quarters only for the product which were blue, and we can change it to red, we can change it to silver black, white, or yellow. So this is a basic slicer control. As you can see, these are using checkboxes. Checkboxes means you can select more than one. All you need to do is to hold the control key. So by holding the control key, when I pick multi or blue and black, as you can see, the sales is now increasing for the different quarters. And whenever we want to remove the selection, we can click on this rubber icon, which will clear the selection. So again, we are now looking at the entire color set. So this is a pretty useful feature. Now let us look at some variations that make this tool really shine. So first we go to the Format Painter, and I'm going to open General. In here, we will see General Options, and Slicer Controls is the second thing. You can see if you switch on Single Select to On, the checkboxes will convert into radio buttons. It doesn't look like a big change, but actually it is really a big change, because in radio buttons, you can only pick one at a time. So you can't do a multi-select for radio buttons. So even if I were to press the control key and I click, I cannot select more than one radio button. So So either I can see red or I can see blue, but I can't see both at the same time. So this is a minor difference. Let us go back to single select off. Similarly, we can choose whether you want the multi-select feature on or off. By default, this is on. So now we have a multi-select with control, which if I switch off, we cannot use the control key anymore. So if I press the control key, nothing happens, but I can still check things by actually clicking on them and unchecking them off. If you want to give the select all option, then we just need to switch it on, and now you will have a select all, which upon clicking will display all the colors. So they are the simple options of checkboxes, radio buttons, multi-select, single select, and select all. Next, let me show you an interesting feature. We are now going to click on this drop down icon here, and you can see that this list can become a drop down. When I convert this into a drop down, it will take much less space, and I can then use it to slice by just picking one color at a time, or I can even pick select all. But the good thing is that it takes a much smaller footprint, leaving space for other visuals. So this could be a great option. It's just that it's not very visual, and you need to go inside and click on any one of them, but of course the name will still be visible there. But if you select more than one, then it will just say multi select multiple selections. It won't tell you exactly which product was selected once you close it off. So the only way to check it out is to click on like this. Now again, we can remove by clicking on the clear selection button, and we look at all the options. Let me change it back to a list. Of course, the list takes a wider space, so you will have to control the font and the size. But this also comes with many other features. Let me show you under the general. We have one fantastic control which is called the orientation. This orientation is a vertical list. If you convert this into a horizontal orientation, then they become a horizontal list. Well, you may not see the difference, but that's because I haven't converted it. Now I have converted this into a horizontal orientation. It would take lesser space, and this is a pretty responsive screen. That means the information in this visual will be able to span depending on what is selected here. So let's see, the responsive is on. That means as I increase the size, the different options available will also increase or decrease in size. And if I just say responsive is off, then you would only see one option, a few options, but you won't be able to see all of them. That's because the control is not that responsive now. We can still click clear and see select all, or we can just choose one at a time. I personally like to keep responsive on and make the slicer slightly larger, where we are able to see more selections. So this looks pretty nice, and the great thing is once you move out, you can see the highlighted slicer selections in black. So you can see that currently blue and silver are selected, and if I click on red, then red is also added. Notice I didn't have to press the control key in this case. Just simply clicking on the control enables it. And to clear the filter, we can go to select all, which means everything is selected. So these are some of the few options that are available that make the slicer option really cool in slicing and dicing the different visuals available on the page. Right now, I only have one visual, but if I have multiple, they all would have gotten sliced by the selection of the color. So this is a great way to make multiple visuals change and be able to visualize the information very easily. So I do hope you will be able to use the slicer controls and make your dashboards come alive and interactive. Thanks for watching this. All the best. If you like this video, do like it and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.